Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. Well, do I have a little treasure box for you? I've decided to make treasure boxes for each month, so there'll be 12 boxes in the year. And each box will contain some of my handmade goodies and a bit of de-stash of fabrics and papers and embellishments that I have. So because I have so much, I'd like to share it as well. Now this one is a little bit special, and as you would have known, I've entered a challenge where I had to make a twinchie. Well, I got so inspired and got so carried away, I ended up making a snippet roll. So as you can see, this box, I've made it the small box to keep the postage around $10 only, but I jam-packed it, so I will be taping it up and before it goes to the post office, because I think you can allow about 5 kilos in this, and it definitely doesn't weigh 5 kilos yet because there's lots of fabrics in here and some papers. So yes, so as you can see, there's no name on it, so it could be your name, and this is going to go into my Etsy store. And like I said, each month I will be filling up a box with some goodies. So this is the January box for the handmade treasures. So let's go inside and see what we have. First of all, you'll have a piece of a patchwork fabric, all in beautiful pastel colors, and big enough. It's bigger than an A4, and I've lined it with some pale pink cotton fabric. Now you can then, if you wish, make it into a journal cover, and then, you know, maybe cut a slit in it and put some padding in it, or put a padding on this and then cover it in the fabric of your choice. And that's why I've left it in a very thin fabric, so material, so it doesn't become too thick. And then I just zigzag stitch around and use my pinching shears to prevent it from fraying. So yes, so they're all pretty colors, and a lot of these fabrics I have an abundance of, so I possibly could be making a little patchwork patch like this for each month. I'm not sure yet, but see what happens. And then of course we have, let's get into the good stuff first, won't we? We have our snippet roll. And I was going to make this in various pieces, but I thought, well, in this way there's no waste, because you can actually cut off what you need, whether it be big enough for a paper clip, or whether it'll be big enough to sew on to make a pocket, or long enough to make it a belly band in your journal. These have been I hand stitched all these onto a tapestry fabric. Okay, so it's nice and sturdy, not too thick but not too thin either. And then I put on various French knots, because at the moment French knots the only stitch that I'm really comfortable in using. So I used trims and doilies snippets. I then zigzagged around to finish it off nicely, and also I machine stitched some of the pieces of fabric that I felt would benefit from being attached securely, so that when you do cut it, they're not going to come off. But a lot of them have been hand stitched on, whether it's with French knots or whether it's with a blanket stitch. Yes, so as you can see, I've done them in sort of like colors. So you've got a piece of blue, and then you have a piece of like a pinks and browns, which is great for shabby chic. And here's some frayed thread that I tied into a bow and sewed that on. Here's a little applique, and this was a piece of fabric that had all these beautiful little style roses. It was part of a collar, and I've popped that in there. A bit of trim, So these are all fabric pieces that I've, you know, acquired over probably last 3 or 4 years, and I have so much of it, and I really need to share it. So piece of applique. This is off a wedding dress, and I dyed these about probably about 2 years ago. So here you can see the French knots. So this is the light part, and we're getting a little bit into the darker part. It's got the browns and some greens, and I actually put a little cloth stamp on there as well. It's upside down, but you know, turn around this way. This is a really cute fabric. I still have a fair bit left of this. Another little printed label, household it's called. I wonder if I just turn this around so that you can see it better. I'm just going to have a look and see what you can see. There you go. Okay. So I didn't put too much on there because I wanted to keep something free so that you can put your own spin on it. Now we're getting to the greens and the browns with a little bit of pink thrown in. So here's my super duper basting stitch. This is French knot, and see how I've left some to give it a bit of dimension, and yet this piece here I've actually machine stitched down afterwards to secure it. And a snippet of a coffee dyed doily. This green here is, I had some fabric that I made for a bathroom curtain, and I just cut strips off and I frayed it. Well, all the frayed bits I kept, and that's the remnants of that. This is of a napkin, and it's that colour, and it had one little corner embroidered, and I thought, well, that'd be nice just on there. Here we have, is that a rabbit? Yeah, it looks like Peter Rabbit. I had some cloth that had Peter Rabbit on there, and I've just cut that out. So yes, so it measures 80 centimeters. So you're going to get a huge piece here, and I won't roll that up because otherwise it's going to be out of time. So yes, so 80 centimeters, 80 might be 82 or 83, something like that. So there'd be an extra few centimeters. And then I have some leftover scraps of wallpaper. Some are about, I think, maybe 10 inches or 12 inches. I have so many wallpaper strips that people have generously gifted to me, which I still use. And so yeah, so you've got a variety, mainly pastel colours. This is a lovely blue. This is a gold and black and brown. This is a nice colour, pink. There's a nice piece that might be nice for like a steampunk journal. And this is a nice pastel one, which would be great for shabby chic. So, and you're getting, how many of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this short bit. So it's 5 pieces all up, plus the little piece that I couldn't, you know, wouldn't bother counting. I'll just roll this up so it doesn't go all over the place. So yes, and they make really cool pockets, eh? And then you get a roll off the end of an ESPOS machine. Now I use this when we worked at the motel early last year and the year before. A lot of these were wasted because they didn't want the pink to show. So I've been collecting them, and I've been coffee dyeing them and using it in my journals. And what a great way to use it in a journals, because what I usually do, I just fold it up like in a concertina type thing, you know, and then you can attach it to a journal, and then you can just take it out and use it to journal on. So these come in really, really handy. If you can't get hold of one, well, you've got one in this box. Okay, might just can fit in there. No, it doesn't. And then we come to our first bag of goodies. This bag was gifted to me with some goodies a while ago, and it had this beautiful butterfly embellishment on there. So what I did, I actually filled this up with goodies. So I'm just going to take these out, and I'm just going to put the bag there and put everything on top. So you'll get a sheet of these lovely stick-on crystals, and you'll get some more of the embroidered embellishments that was in my last treasure box, and some crochet trim with some pretty beads. And this one makes a great dangle. This is a beautiful pattern. I love using this on my cushions. And I had these little hearts, and believe it or not, they were like charms, but they're not metallic, but they're like a really thick plastic, but gee, they look nice and effective. So you can have it as, you know, like a dangle, or you can have it as actually like a tassel, part of a tassel, and one of my crochet buttons. And then I have these, and they are like beaded cloth necklaces. So these are just great to use in the journal as a dangle. You're just going to need to pop on a bead, decorative bead on the bottom and on the top, and then just finish it off with a bulb pin and hang it off your journal. So I've used these before as well. These are my last two. Yes, because I sold a lot of these on the markets. Little banner, I'll just put that in there. And then you're going to get a little stack of tickets in pink and green. And I think there's 11 in there, I do believe. But I'll have all the right amount. They're all connected. The right amount in my Etsy store. That'll be a list there of exactly what's in this box. Okay. So, I did put that. I was going to put that all on there. And then I've made this altered book page. Okay, covered it with music paper, and then decoupaged again of this lovely girl. And the book page had a heart in it. And I thought, oh, I'll use that, and you can still write on it. So that can be added to any sort of journal. And here we have a cute little notebook made from an envelope, decoupaged. Lots of little scrappy little bits of papers in there. Great to put in a handbag, or you can give it as a gift. This is a couple of tags attached with a brad. So you've got 1 tag, 2 tag, and 3 tags. And the large one, it's got photos, so you might want to put a photo on there. But you can write on all of them. Okay, so they're blank on the underneath. This little paper book came out of a magazine. I think it might have been Daphne's Diary magazine. And yeah, it's got all various sort of papers in there that you might want to use to collage or use as part of a background. These are pretty. So is that one. This is really pretty too. So that goes in there. And then I've got some of my own handmade tags. Timeless. And this is a tulle with a butterfly on it, and just a little cluster there with a button and some lace fabric there. Here I've got a couple of little cutouts, and this is actually to wind some ribbon or something on it, and I might wind a little bit of lace around this, so that it'll be a bit of a surprise for you when you unwrap it. It'll probably be white, because then you can colour it whatever colour you want. And this is like a little dress type thing that you can use as well. And I think, yeah, this was a die cut. Okay. Here's another tag. This is one of the tags where I've made the inchies and cut them out of magazine papers and glued them all together and had some music paper. This is of a card making magazine, that little floral piece, and I cut that out and popped that in. That was a gift wrap paper. And yeah, and just a little snippet, fabric snippet with a button on there. So that's a little tag. And of course, a little bookmark. I don't know where that's come out of. I think it was one of the books that I bought, so that can go in there as well. And I'll keep that out for to pop some lace on there as a little surprise for you. So I'll just pick that out all in one heap with the bag, and I'll pop that in later. So you get quite a few goodies here. Now this one, I've got this huge English Oxford Dictionary, and look at the brown colouring. So it's well and truly aged, and there's 10 pages on here. And so yeah, so you can use it for collage, for anything, making envelopes and stuff like that. So it's not brittle, it's just very fine, but it's still quite strong because I have made projects with this. And it's got a bit of a waxy feel to it, so it feels really nice. So you get 10 of those. And then we have another bag of goodies. I decoupaged this little yellow bag with the parrots and palm trees, and looks a bit tropical there. You can use the bag in a journal as well, you know. So yeah, so let's see what's in here. I'll pop that bag in here. Okay, first of all, you're going to get a little bag of assorted buttons. They're all small buttons. Some of them are very vintage, like this one here. It's like a pearly type button, and then this little wooden button here. Some of them still have their threads on. Some are cloth covered buttons, and this is my cutie one here. This is little blue cloth covered, and then it has a little metal piece. You also have a little which is like a little pearl button. So yeah, so there's lots of little square button. I've kept them all small to give you more buttons, okay? And then we have a little bag, same size, with little ribbon roses, a little bow in there, little ribbon roses in various colours that I had in there as well. I didn't count them because I've really stuffed the bag up. I might even be able to put some extras in here. I can see that's not really full there. And then we have an envelope of snippets, fabric clusters I should say, and just a whole variety, and they're just basic, so you can finish them off, but you've got some nice little fabric clusters. So you're going to get one, some have got buttons, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a really old vintage button. Have a look at the metal lace work around it. And this is on top of my scrap quilt that I make, and yes, with the various fabrics. So really, really pretty. So what did I say? I think it's about 10 or 12, I can't remember now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And look at this little fuzzy bits of threads. You know, it'd be nice to pop a button or a bow on there, and you can make them use them as altered paper clips by just adding the paper on the back, you know, your normal music paper over there, whatever. If you make an alter paper clip, and then you can just pop that on the front. So that's those. And I love making these at night time. If I'm watching a bit of TV and have a bit of a rest, because my hands are never idle. And then we have another envelope. I might just leave that in there. And then we have another envelope, and it has all the various cards that I've got. So I've given you one of each. One is a really large playing card, little flash card type thing, and yeah, some game cards, more game cards, a couple of Scrabble cards. And these are very old vintage playing cards. Look at the colour of this. And I use them in my garden or my bird book journals. And here's the other one of that. So this card set It's got these two style of cards in it, and look how brown and yellow, so they have been used quite a bit. And then we have these cards. This card is from the Philippine Airlines. Another one of those, I think it's either, I'm not sure if it's Moscow or the Philippines, it doesn't say. Anyway, another playing card. And this is a Oriental card. It's beautiful. And then of course this card, lovely. It's got that lovely background. And then a little tiny little playing card. Okay. And they'll just go in here. And then you get a little pad of petty cash vouchers. There's 20 sheets, tearaway sheets in that. And it's just white. I left it white because you might like to tea dye them instead of coffee dye them, or you might want to colour them, whichever colour you want to use. So you got those. And another little piece of gem stickers. So these are the ones I think that you can take off whole and just pop them on a page. So yeah, so that's it for that bag. And I think that's about all there is. So as you can see, you're going to get a lot of goodies. I'll put them back in a minute, and I've got to put the little lace trim on that. That'll be a little surprise for you. And yeah, so, but you know, I have so much to share, and I might as well share it with you. So yeah, so this is absolutely gorgeous. These little squares here, this little bit of glitter, this is actually I bought some swatches about over 12 months ago. They were 6 by 6 inches, and they had various colors. It was this one, and there was a purple and a brown one. And this is actually silk thread, because these were made in Hong Kong. So this is actually silk thread, so it's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, this piece here is bar cloth. It came from the UK. I do believe, I think Ruby gifted that to me, and I still have a fair bit of it, which I'll be using in our bedroom, but I just wanted to, I had some little pieces, so I've just popped it on there. So yeah, so that's that. And of course, what do we say, the piece de resistance is my nice big piece of snippet roll. So again, you know, you have the greens, you have the darker tones, the reds, the browns, just in there like that. And then you've got the pinks and some lilacs and apricots in there. And then you have the blues. So that'll be listed in my Etsy store. And now after this, I'll be making a video of my Just For You grunge journal, all about the dolls that we had in our childhood. And I will also then show you my 2 dolls that I still have, that came over with me when my mum and dad migrated to Australia in 1965, and I got those dolls in 1963. And I've had a few dress changes in that time, and my mum used to knit them, so they'll have all the knitted bits on it. So yeah, so stay tuned for the next video, and in the meantime, if you're interested in this, just hurry over and grab it. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.